Do-do-do-do! Trying to get started here. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. Everything's just going nuts for me right now. Hang on a second. I was like ready to go, and then all of a sudden I wasn't ready to go, and then all of a sudden I was ready to go, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to take another quick fucking... Never mind. Let's get into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am back this week with another episode of City Skylines. This is one of my absolute favorite games, if you don't know. So for any of the new subscribers that are coming into my channel because of my Pokemon content, this is something I do every single Sunday. I absolutely love this game. It is one of my 100% favorite games of all time, to be honest. So here we are. Every Sunday at noon, I jump on, and this is what we're doing. So let me go find my... oh, I gotta hook stuff up, too. I thought I was ready, but I guess I was not. I got to get my external monitor hooked up here really fast. Give me just a second. I got stuff in my way. I've been trying to list cards for sale on eBay, take videos for my, take videos for all the Pokemon content I've been putting up, things like that. So it's just been one of those things. I was also kind of getting caught up on watching some of the Pokemon regional championships earlier. It was really interesting. So, yeah, anyway, let me find my channel and pull this up. I'm pretty sure, there we go. We got 2 watchers already. Dang, you guys are awesome. Hello. I gotta find this, see who's here, and 3 likes. Oh my goodness, you guys are so cool today. We got David, we got Tim, and we got Chris. Welcome, everybody. All right, we got 3 whole watchers right now. And let's expect a little more, but all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad to see you guys are here. Hope you've had a good week. I've had a pretty decent week. I mean, it was long, but it wasn't a bad week. So let's get right into things. Today we are working on the Foosha Cargo Airport, and right now it is pretty damn pathetic, but over the week I came up with a really good plan. I was just kind of messing around here and there. Didn't get a lot of time to mess with it, but I did get enough to come up with a really good idea here. So let's go ahead and get going on that and bring back up into here. We're going to go ahead and delete a bunch of stuff real quick. All useless right now. No, not that. Okay, so I want to move this down, but what I'm going to do is, first of all, make my road... Well, no, you know what? We'll just bring the road to it. Probably work either way. So, I'll try to stay awake. Didn't get a nap in today, huh? I take it? So, I'm going to move this down and over to the right just a little bit. And I'm going to tell you why, because as I was working on the airport over the week, I realized that it's not going to increase the stars there. So as you see over Foosha Cargo Airport right there on the right, that star stays at a single star the whole time if I don't take the next step that I got to take. So we're going to make the cargo airport. It's going in no matter what. But I do need to add in. So what I'm planning on doing is we're going to add in a small section that takes care of small planes, medium-sized planes, as far as like regular flights go. So we do have the large airport. Well, let's go over here really quick. We do have the large airport over here, Dean Airfield. It's a great airport. It works really well with everything I have built on it. But, I mean, this is all the way over here on this side of the map, so it does make sense to have a small portion of this airport go out towards, you know, not private flights, but public flights and things like that. So you'll see how we integrate that, but mostly this is Foosha Cargo Airport, and that's really what we're really all about here. So let's go ahead and, okay, we got our terminal moved. We need to add in our roads now, because that's kind of a major important part here. That's going to determine how a lot of stuff works out at this point. So we're going to start off with this medium road, bring that just about here, I believe. Then this one I'm going to bring over here. Let's see what I'm going to do here. This is pretty fun. I wanted there to be enough road and stuff in here to allow for our you know, our plane areas, our, you know, stuff like that, the loading areas and stuff. And then at the same time, be able to allow it to lay down the extra accessories, the ploppables and things like that. So I did, and like I said, we are going to be integrating a small portion of this for regular airport use, so that we can increase the stars here on Foosha Cargo. So first things first, we got that going. I want to take this, come up just a little bit further. So I think, oh, you know what I need to do? I need to go here to the airport. Before I take that up any further, I did add in a second runway here. I didn't make it as long. This is kind of like my thought process was like a shorter runway that was meant for, you know, whatever reason. Like I said, I have 2 airports technically being built out of Foosha Cargo here, so it's not bad. And once I had this playing and going throughout the week, not going to make it fancy. It's a little bit fancy. I get it, though. I get your joke, David. Oh, man. So, the idea was, once it started working, both of those runways were getting used because you'd have 2 planes going out at the same time and stuff like that. So I made one slightly shorter just because the way we have the freeway coming in over here and stuff like that. It doesn't need to be as long as the other one, in my opinion, so we're good there. Now that I have that, though, we can put in our larger airport road here. Because what I did here, I gotta be careful. I really got, you know what I gotta do first? It's gonna help me to put this in. I want to make sure, and then we gotta think of airplanes. Let's look at something here really quick. Parked cargo plane. No, that's not the large one. This is the large one. So I want to look at just place it there and look at the wings. Like, that's how far they would come out past that runway. So that way, whoops, I can now place this down and not worry about wingtips like smashing into each other, you know? I'll do that. Now we can take this. Hopefully you can see my vision here. Stop right there. I think that's the right spot. We're going to go back over to our roads really quick. They're going to be able to access both. It won't be dedicated like the other airport. They will be able to access both in this one. As you can see right now, in fact, that's boom, boom. They're just going to go straight through like that if they want to get to the other runway. So, where are my... Oh, my head's in front of everything. My roads... What I want to do at this point, I tried putting the regular 3-lane road down and it just looked freaking stupid. So, actually, no, I have to start with that so I can make the roads work properly. But after I had them laid down, it's because they have like the little phone booths and stuff like that. And like, it just makes it look a little silly over there. So, what I ended up doing, let's go ahead and grab the regular one-way here. Go with our curved roads. So as soon as that line shows up is when I want to stop. And then the same thing goes for this side. I'll go with the straight line here. So as you can see, I wanted there to be that nice distance so that it was a little more realistic, that the the plane would go through there, the wingtips wouldn't like overcrowd the road right there. But like I said, because of what I used, you can see that there's like boxes there. There's, you know, this stuff, there's the signs, there's what is that? It's like a mailbox right there. That's like a freaking box for, you know, a newspaper or something, I'm guessing. So I didn't like that. And I know it makes the cars go a little faster at this point, but it doesn't hurt anything. So I decided to change this to a 2-lane highway. I'm going to have to change the direction on that really quick. Oops. But because when you look at it as a 2-lane highway, you just have a sign right there. So like that sign could be informing you that the runway is that way. And it just has, you know, a couple lights. It looks normal, that route. And I think that's probably the best way to go with that. So taking that, leaving that as it is. Now, we're not going to add in the rest of the runway roads. Or what is it? The plane route, whatever the heck they call it there. I do not have my brain on entirely today. The taxiway. I'm not going to run those yet until we get our actual like cargo stands and stuff like that. And then I want a couple of stands for the other part of the airport we will be adding in. So let's finish getting roads in here. This is going to take the medium road through the rest of this route here. And I want to do freeform. And I'm gonna take this to where I want to stop right there. But that's only because I want to do this really quick, and then we're gonna go like that, and then we're gonna delete this out of here. Actually, I need one piece of that back. There we go. Now, what I wanted to do is make this seem a little more realistic, a little more like this is going into the airport, keeping anybody who's just driving around nonchalantly doing whatever out type of thing. So I decided to use the large toll booths here, because that actually gives it like that, like kind of gateway, you know what I mean? Like, boom. So you have to go through, you know, a little security check, basically. That's what it looks like to me in this point of view. That's what I would be using it for, is like a security check, not necessarily charging the trucks that are coming into the airport, even though it will be. But I can always go in there and make it the, you know, the super cheap charge of like a penny or whatever it is. I forget what the cheapest charge is that allows you there, but I need to go back just a little bit here. I wanted you just like kind of halfway there. There we go. Now we can go back and throw that other one in, because I want to be able to make sure I have enough room to add the road back into the left there. Otherwise, if you get too close, it's like, oh, not enough, not big enough or whatever, not enough space. I forget what the thing says, but it'll throw you off and you got to go and do stuff like this anyway in the long run. So run that across. Perfect. Again, that way we have a security gate both sides of this area. This is your entrance to the freeway over here, like a straight entrance to the freeway. This, it has an entrance to the freeway, it's down here, but it's more of like that access to our, you know, petrochemical park, our regular industrial area here and stuff like that. So one thing that I came up with in this also, so we're going to be placing this down now that we have the roads kind of starting to go here. Oh, actually, I should finish this. Actually, no. I think it would be better if I upgrade, upgrade to this one. I need to get rid of all that zoning, too. It's just kind of ridiculous to have that, but... then over here, really quick before I start adding too much in and get too crazy, I want to get this train station set up also. So, because this is important. This is definitely important. I'm going to put the train station in right there, because we're going to need power, obviously water, things like that set up out here for this area. And I want to make sure I have the important stuff in place first. So that is number one of the important things. Now, this is where I get a little playful, frisky, whatever you want to say about this. I did kind of take some liberties, I guess, at this point. I have this train station now, and I want to bring this train station, this track, to this track over here, okay? And at the same time, we have 2 tracks coming in, so I'm going to split this at this point, and I'm going to have one come off of there, and I'm going to bring it over here to Foosha Petrochemical Park. And it seems it's like a short line, like a short little line, but it actually gets used. You'll see this thing getting used back and forth constantly. Mostly, again, it's the petrochemical park, so you'll see a lot of the, petro lines going through there and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and place this, which is this cargo. I want to put this cargo terminal right here. Now we'll get into our tracks. And freeform is the best route to go here. And then we're going to drop underground. I want to just make sure I get the right. There we go. And I gotta make sure it has this nice curve to it, because it's got to curve back up. I'm gonna go stop right there, I think. Okay, now come back up to the surface here. So what I'm gonna do is, again, drop this down just immediately. So basically this track is just a giant subway system for this to go back and forth between Foosha Petrochemical and the airport at this point. So boom, boom, boom. That actually connected in a lot better than I was expecting it to be honest. You do that. You do that. I am not expecting everybody to stick around the whole time, David. Don't you worry about that. Alright, so basically the idea is it's a subway because, well, there's going to be a lot of other stuff that I need to put in here and everything like that. And it gets everything back and forth between Foosha Cargo, Foosha Petrochemical. I mean, some places would have put the money into it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, how much money are we going to make in the long run versus how much we got to spend right now to do this underground train track? So it works out. It's going to work back and forth between here and there and do great. So what we're going to do, though, is make this look good really quick. Going to go ahead and add in our concrete. It makes the area look a lot better. I got to be careful. You see how the concrete gets rid of businesses on that side, so I want to make sure that I am not getting rid of them. And we're just going to go against the street like that. All the way across until we can't get close. I think that's perfect right there. I just want to be careful. You see how I'm touching the other side of Lee Avenue there? I don't want to do that. I just noticed, so I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. I'm going to have to play around with one of the smaller cement squares right here. But I got to be, there we go. Got to be smart about it. So I want this whole area with our little 7-Eleven and our train station and everything. Like, I'll throw a fence around here in just a second, but I want it to look solid, good, unified type of thing. Like, they came in here, they cemented this whole thing and then just built everything on top of it. So let's go ahead now. Since this belongs to the airport in a sense, right? Like, it kind of belongs to the airport. We'll go ahead and use the airport fencing for it. Serious right now? Come on. If I go too far, it's going to get the airport, or I mean the train station. There we go. Trying to make sure those buses have a little bit of room too. Just like that. Up, 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 up. Come on. And then we'll run this one. Oh, we got to stop a little sooner than I thought. Darn it. I didn't put the fence up in my test build. I just was like, oh, I'll do that when I do the full build. And I was like, did not realize it would not go the whole way. But at the same time, you can imagine maybe they have a sliding fence that goes back and forth at the end of the day that keeps the yard open for trucks to come in and out, things like that. So that's the way we could look at that. So, I think that is absolutely perfect the way it is, just like that. And we can always do this. This is something I enjoy doing when I have areas like this. You come in here, grab some of the smaller stuff like the grass. Because grass would break through. There we go. Something like that. I wish I could put like trash down, you know, like something that would have blown around, some like trash pieces or something like that. That would be kind of cool, but it won't let me do that. So the idea though with like the tall grass, placing the tall grass like this, is these are areas that aren't obviously traveled by trucks, by the other vehicles, people walking around, stuff like that. So it just kind of gives it a little bit of an older feel. It's been there for a while is the way I like to look at that. We'll grab some of the Latania also. Gotta be careful. There's certain ways, like see how like right now it doesn't have that red line there, but then all of a sudden it pops back. Sometimes you can trick it. You just gotta like, there we go. You gotta look at it in the right way. One time I was doing this and I thought it was kind of a cool idea. I don't really do it all the time. I probably won't do it here. I don't like that one. But like this little thing, like you could imagine in areas like this, you know, if this was like a little more abandoned in the back there'd be like a small sapling or two growing up. But I don't want to do it here because it's just a little too much, I think. But the grass looks great. So I think we're going to stop there with that. Maybe a bush. Throw some of these bushes down. Throw a bush over there by itself. Just another type of small shrub that would grow in an area like this. Just break out of the soil, or out of the concrete, and kind of do its own thing. And we could do the same here on this side. Like, this side is obviously, you know, nothing's right there. So we could do something like that. Maybe throw another piece of the Latania over here. There we go. Now, you could use this area, but I'm not exactly sure how. Since this is kind of an industrial zone, it's a little harder to choose some of the ploppables that I get. You know, there's not a lot of good stuff here. But we could look really quick and see. Like, no, bathroom would be useless. Some of these other things might be useless. We could always throw a parking lot down. If a parking lot would fit in there somewhere. An abandoned vehicle. You would definitely have an abandoned vehicle or two in areas like this. Let's take a look at the parking lots really quick. Yeah, parking lot would go in right there, you know? Can't really do a whole lot with it, but not too shabby, I guess. You know, let's go back over here really quick, grab some of this. That one. It's just going to be all large, huh? There we go. Now, it's going to be harder to place the grass. There we go. But I just feel like that was probably the better move. Like, the Latania can be used and stuff, but for these open areas, it's just like that. Just perfect. And like I said, you can expect in the train station, there'll be trucks and vehicles and stuff moving around. I really wish I could plop down a couple of more of like the cargo containers or something on this side. It would make it look a little more useful and stuff. But yeah, I think that works out. That works out pretty good. A lot of people walking over here. All right, so let's get back into our train, actual airport. So that train is meant to bring its product and everything from this area all the way over here. So that alone. Now, our next one, this one again, I had a little bit of, just some fun with. Pardon me. I felt that it needed to, first of all, go underground like this one, because we got all these other, roads and stuff we got to get under here right now. So I went underground with it until about this area. Let's take this here, right there, and then I brought it above ground. I want to make sure I get that proper tunnel coming out of the ground there. And then what I did, pardon me, we've got all these roads here. This is a 6-lane road. Nothing builds off of it. But I just felt it would be smarter to just have like an above ground, or above, yeah, like up high train track. We'll keep it on just here. I don't have to change it into a straight line just in case it wants to get all shifty on me. But I just felt like this would be kind of cool, unique. Some cities would do stuff like this because they're trying to build and use as much ground space as possible. In this game, I cannot build under the train tracks with anything, unfortunately. I really wish I could. But for now, what we're going to do is just use this at this point. I want to cross over now. Because now I want to bring it down. We're going to get down low, down low, down low. Come on. There we go. And we're going to bring this in. This area, I'm going to have to play around with it in the future here because I'm doing all this with the train tracks. But let's connect that in. Just want to get a little bit like off, and then it gets a little more of that turn. There we go. Oh, that is hideous. I gotta do something different here. Hold on. Don't like it. The best way to do this is go to straight line. I should have did this in the first place, but you do the straight line, and that allows you to get these little 45s off of here, like that. We'll go to this side and do the same thing, a little 45 off of there. And then we can use our freeform. Distance too short? Are you kidding me? Come on now. There we go. That's a lot better. A lot better. That way we have our ability for our trains to go back and forth now, going off to the right there where you see that one train at the edge of the map. Then it could go to the left here, go back to this area, for instance, and then come into our airport here. So this is like important that train track goes, like that. Again, it was just important to bring a train into this airport because there's so much industrial going on throughout the city and needed throughout the city. I mean, we're at 213,000 citizens. It's freaking amazing. So, all right, hold on a second. I need to refill my whiskey glass. And where is my darn whiskey bottle? I set it down out of my way and I put it on the ground like an idiot. What the hell? I was like, oh, it's in my way. I need to move it for a second. Stupid. Oh, I'll set it over here. All right, so check this out. This is super cool. I set this next to this. So how many people have a trophy like this? Pull this out. And if you look down at the picture of me in the corner there, you can see what I got here. I have a rattlesnake's rattle. And not only one, but I've got two of them in here. Try to get you a good shot of them. I got two rattlesnake rattles in there. So I have gotten two rattlesnakes. Those are my trophies, I guess you could say. Because when you do kill a rattlesnake, like the reason that I killed both of those rattlesnakes is my last house I lived in was way out in the middle of nowhere. I have dogs. I have little tiny dogs. I have chihuahuas, and then I got my German Shepherd, and I did not need them getting bit by a rattlesnake. So the first one, I came home from work one day, and it was right in the middle of my walkway, just sitting there, started shaking at me. So I went and got my 22. I have a snake shot in the 22. And I went and took care of the rattlesnake. What you do with the snake shot is you, of course, aim for their head. It's like buckshot. It's just a whole bunch of little tiny itty-bitty BBs. It's like a tiny little frickin' shotgun shell for a 22, basically. And it shoots all these little things so that you can hit this thing, so you're not trying to, like, pow, 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 you know, aim everywhere. You get the snake, and then at that point, just to double check, you know, I remove the head of the snake and I bury that head of the snake very, very deeply. Or I throw it into a container that can seal up and I put it in the trash. So the second one I put in a container, sealed it in a container, threw it in the trash. The first one I dug, like, seriously, like probably 4 or 5 feet down. Put the snake's head down in the ground because they can still retain their poison. So I put it about 4 or 5 feet down into the ground and then put rocks, like heavy-ass rocks on it, and then filled it in with dirt. The bodies, you can cook them if you want. I did not. I did try to hang on to them because I was going to try to save the skins from them. Because you can do that. You can skin them and save those. And they ended up rotting on me and not working out. So it was a bad time of year for me to... I mean, it was summertime. And I was trying to dry them out on the back fence. Something got a hold of one of them. And then the other one just rotted out on me. So I obviously did not know what I was doing at the time when I was trying to take care of the body. But anyway, those are my trophies. I saw them right there next to that bottle of whiskey, and I thought I'd show them off. So yeah, those are something cool. I've had them for years and years and years. Like I said, I wanted to make sure I protected my animals. I did not need them getting injured by a snake. My neighbor at the time, he was about, you know, a football field and a half away from me, but I could still see his house. His dog would travel through this giant field and come to my house and hang out. Well, as this dog, it was luckily a giant Rottweiler. As this giant Rottweiler would hang out at this and come toward my house to hang out, occasionally it would actually get bit by frickin' rattlesnakes out there. And the guy would just let the dog sit there and, like, lay there. Like, for some reason, it didn't affect the dog other than it would just make it, like, kind of like a, not paralyzed, but like, what's the best way to, like, you know, like how what's that animal that can fight snakes and live and get bit by them and, like, live? What is that thing? It's not a wombat or anything, but oh my gosh, why can't I think of it right now? A wolverine. So it's like, this dog was like a wolverine. Like, it would get bit by snakes, and then it would just kind of go into this, like, sleep paralysis for a little bit, and then wake up totally fine. It was amazing. So, luckily, the guy had a freaking Rottweiler. I mean, that was probably what saved it, was its size. So, alright. So here, I want to just do regular roads coming in. Bam, like that. And then this one, we're going to go with a straight line. I want to make sure my guides are on. I want the straight line. Oh, my guides are not on. Okay. Straight over here. Since that one's got, like, the whole thing going... Actually, that road right there, I want to make that this. Or actually, no. Let's go ahead with the 6 lane. That'll be fine. Since technically it should be a 6 lane. I mean, just technically, if that was how the roads were. Anyway. So, yeah, we'll put that in there. This road in the front is an open road. That's for like small businesses and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, let's have that type of ideology going on with that. Yeah, this is all really starting to come together now. I think we are getting ready to start placing other stuff now. So what I want to do is run this 4-lane road up here, straight line. I got to be careful because this is the very edge of that bottom of the mountain right there. And what I want to do here is I want to just bring this up enough. It's going to get changed, but it's just up enough because what's going to happen is I'm going to connect it into this road. I'm going to come up a little bit, like about there, and then we'll do like this kind of like a U shape, like a horseshoe right here or something to connect the two of them. Because I cannot go any further on the map, so that's just basically the best way to deal with it at this point, in my opinion. And then here, we'll go ahead and allow this 6-lane to follow through across like that. So then, now what I want to do, let's get our cargo area set up here now. Boo, 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 boo. So we got our train station in. Now we just need our cargo stands. I'm going to do one up here. One next to it. No. Nope. One next to it, like right here. Now we can do these. I do them like, I try to give like a little bit of space, like 2 squares. There we go. And we'll do one more just kind of off to the side here. I want to have a nice little wide area in between them there. You'll see what I'm going to do with it. That's part of our decorating, basically. And then over here, we'll go ahead, and since we're still on like the cargo area right there, I'm going to do this like that. And that's plenty enough. I'm like, seriously, plenty enough there. So, we need that now. We're going to bring this down. I need to get this a little closer. There we go. Come on. Oh, it's saving. I'm like, what is going on? One of those moments where I'm like, why is the game not working? Oh, it's saving. Hey, there we go. Straight line. Oh, actually, no. That should be a curve. There we go. Back to straight line. Just like that. Now this is going to go this direction. You'll see what I'm doing here in a second. Oh, shoot. This, I got to finagle it. Hang on. I might have messed up. I had this coming in before. What is going on? Alright, let's bring the in road there. And then... Okay. There we go. I knew there was something that was just... There we go. All right. So the reason I'm doing that is because, as you can see, they're all going to come from the end. It's going to be a long trip for some of these planes, but they're all going to come in from the end. I'm going to do this now. This one will be able to go up. We will give some of these planes like the ability to break away right there like that. So like if they're coming in, for instance, they don't have to go down. Oh, it'd been nice if I could have gone straight. It's all right. We'll fill that in with decoration anyway. So basically, as the plane's coming in and it has to come down towards that stand, it can make that right go up and around and it's not have to pass all the other stands and planes to get to where we're going to be building our other piece of the airport here. So, hold on a second. I just realized I need to take this, do this. We're going to have to adjust the side of the mountain over there, too. I forgot all about that. Okay, so hold on. Let's get this going. Okay, so the reason I'm going to stop at this moment, I got all that connected. That's good. Oh, wait, I did not get everything connected. This one. There we go. Needs to come off. Have its out. There we go. Now, I'm going to use, like, I want this to look like maybe it was an old airport that they turned into a cargo airport, but they decided to keep some small planes going through there and stuff like that. That was my idea once I decided to go this route. Like I said, I wanted Foosha Cargo to increase in its, ability at the stars and everything like that, and actually make more money and stuff like that. So, I decided to go with this. And we're just going to use the basic, the classic airport terminal. Get this straight as possible here. Not having a, mouse and all that really does, like, harm the crap out of my brain when I try to do this. Like, just work. I just want you to work. Alright, so I'm going to bring this, like, right there. I think that's the perfect spot. I'm trying to, like, make sure I don't go, like, too close, too far. There really isn't a good spot for anything at this point. Let's see, this is the concourse. I'll bring this as close as I can to the end here. Just do a short one on this side. There we go. And beautiful. Okay, so what I want to do really quick before I get too far into this, I gotta fix this hillside. It's gonna bug the snot out of me if I don't. So let's get down in here. Shift terrain. We're gonna turn our strength all the way down and just start bringing this out. Actually, let's make that a little larger. And then after we get this shifted up, it's not going to be perfect, so I'm going to have to use a little bit of finagling with the smoothing tool. But we'll get this as close as we can. Now it's getting a little too high in some areas. Alright, so I think this is at a point now, that's good, where I can use the smoothing tool, soften terrain, and we'll make that extra large, full strength, and just run it through here, trying to get this to, like, fix itself back to where it's generally normal, I guess. Just kind of run it through there. It looks like it's fixing itself really well. Like, there's a little bit of that, like, bump right there, but looking at it this way, I think that looks just fine. So, no worries there. All right. Now, let's get this road rebuilt and fix our road into our airport there. So, first things first, this one. We're going to bring this up just a little bit. And now I'm going to go with freeform. And this is, again, because I'm going along a mountain here, it's going to give me trouble, and I'm going to have to do some playing around with it and stuff, but it should be okay. Let's go with straight line here. And to be honest, just using the curve tool at this point would probably be the smart thing to do. Excellent. Looking good. Looking good. I knew that this was going to happen. I said that a second ago. I knew I'd have to, like, play around with this. Oh, a little too much there, maybe. But there we go. I mean, that's actually not too bad. Look at that. Could bring the hillside into that a little bit. There we go. Oh, a little too much. A little too much. Darn it. It's like, what did I do? There's a little bit of a cliff there. I guess it doesn't worry. It's not too worrisome because look at, we got this whole side that's like, you know, more rock, I guess, than dirt. So it works out. Then we can go in here, use our soften terrain tool again, make it large, super strong, and just really wipe through here on it. Make it look nice. All right. Cleans it up really nice, makes this area look like it was meant to be. Okay, cool. Now we've got that. Let's finish up what we got going on here. Because I really want to get this like started and working and, you know, all these planes starting to fly around. So, I'm going to have to do water lines, power, all that stuff in here in a minute too. So, let's get this. And then we'll start with our decorations and have a little bit of fun. So this, let's go ahead and grab our 2-lane road, because that's all that's coming in and out of the airport here. Like that. There we go. I was like, I know I got it to go a little further before, so. I think I'm going to give it my own save just to be safe. So, okay. Okay, now we've got that. I do want to, I think I should bring the concourse here out a little bit further. Slope too steep. Don't give me that. There we go. Just enough. Because I want to go ahead and we got to be safe and like make sure our planes aren't going to hit it, obviously. But I wanted to get this on there. I prefer to place these on the outside of the concourse. Bam. I don't feel that they go in. I don't know. I mean, you could do it whatever, but a lot of times at airports, I always see the towers on the outside. Like at LAX, for instance, it's kind of in the center of like your entrance area, I believe. I could be thinking of a different airport, but a lot of times that's how I see it. Like, I don't see them inside the airport. They're supposed to be watching everything, right? So now we can take our lounges and place them in there. Have a lounge there, and then one on this side as well. Since it's an old airport, I'm not going to worry about having like a, you know, bus depot or any of that stuff kind of on there. We'll do something a little different and just kind of work with it. Work with the area here. But what I want to do here now is we're going to go ahead and add in the small aircraft stands where it'll let me. Come on, line up. Line up. That should do good. I'm going to do 2 of them. And they don't have to be super close together, because I'm going to do 2 of the medium. Actually, no, I'm going to do 1. I should move this one a little closer. Two, and then we'll throw this one in here. There we go. I think that'll work. I think it will. Beautiful. Boom. So yeah, unfortunately, the cargo planes that come over here to this left side will have to travel past the passenger planes to get to the runway there. But I mean, yeah, that sucks to be them. That's their life. The passenger planes have to pass all this to get over here to this airport. So, I mean, they'll work. They'll do their thing. It's not going to stop any of them from doing what they got to do, as long as that path is proper. So, we are good. Okay, now that we've got all that, we can go ahead. No, not that yet. And just start placing concrete freaking everywhere. Everywhere. It is an airport. If you remember the last airport I built, I mean, it was just non-stop concrete, concrete, concrete all over the place. This part, like, kind of sucks. I can't get that to put a piece of concrete in there because of the fact that it's, like, the end of the map and all that. I might figure it out later on, but just didn't let me do it earlier. It was very disappointing. This part, I gotta, like, pay attention because it kind of doesn't exactly go perfectly straight along the outside here. So give me a second. I'm going to concentrate. I got to put a little concentration into this. I can't honestly concentrate on this and talk to y'all at the same time because it would just be such a difficult thing for me to have my voice coming out of my head and be trying to pay attention to where the concrete has to sit, because it's just like, you know, your brain can only do so much. Like, how are you supposed to think about talking and putting concrete down at the same time? I mean, who does that? Who talks and puts concrete down in City Skylines? I mean, there is so much to think about in the placement of concrete right here that it's just impossible to even consider what talking would even like be like in the beginning here in the first place anyway. So just, you know, just throwing that out there. All right, now that I've had my fun, let's go ahead and finish showing this down. Got to cover these areas. Oh, look, a little bush. A little bush. It's a bushy bush. I think there would be, what the hell was that? Ah, that is disappointing. I cannot make it look good. Oh, there we go. I've placed like 100 squares of concrete there already. All right, that's how we're gonna leave it. Just a little more, just a little more. I know, this is like almost as cool as watching me lay down those water lines, but I'll be done in just a minute. There we go. You know, I think it should just fill this in. Like that. Beautiful. I want to try. I really want to try so badly to get... See, it hates me. Maybe I could do this. I didn't think about that before. Oh, wow. That's a genius idea, Donnie. Good job. All right. Now watch it not let me lay this down on top of there. All right, there we go. All right, so yes, these planes are going to need fuel, so let's give them a fuel source. Won't fit there. Won't fit there. But there isn't too shabby. All right, let's go with that. That way, whether you're a passenger plane or a cargo plane, you have the ability to fuel up before you get back to your terminal. So that's good. Now let's grab a couple of these large hangars. I think we have one right there. Shouldn't be too bad. Then we could put a couple in here. I want to give them a little space. Yeah, there we go. Like that. Just like that. I might have to come over here to add some more concrete in now that I see myself doing this. Ooh, just enough space. Nice. Okay. Then there's some small one over here. I'm trying to be careful because I know if I... Yeah, I'm probably going to screw myself over on this one, but I was going to try to put a small plane in there, and I don't think I'm going to be able to. Because, we see, we got the parked cargo planes. I want to throw a couple of these down. Grab the other one now. Ah, I was really hoping. Ah, sweet. Okay, I was gonna say I was really hoping to be able to get in between there, and I can. So we'll get one more there. We do have this area here. Hold on. Let's go ahead and throw down one of those and one of these. Now we've got the small planes and the medium planes on this other side. So let's try to throw a couple of these smaller planes in. We'll do a couple different ones so they're not all identical, obviously. And then a medium plane. I was hoping for the ability... Oh! It did work this time! In my test build, I could not get a plane to fit there, so perfect. Okay. Excelente! I was just hoping I could, like, put a couple of smaller planes in right here, but it's just gonna give me trouble. So, never mind. Oh, yes. Okay, okay. That worked out. Now I just need to fix this side here with the concrete. Do, 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 do. Ooh, I got that to work. I got it to work. I am happy with myself. Awesome. Okay. That dragged salt in, so I had to vacuum. Hey, Drakkar, welcome. Yeah, working on our cargo airport this week, man. Oh, so you got like salt out on your sidewalks or something, David, I'm guessing? Yeah, this week we're working on our cargo airport, Drac. Last week I started it, kind of placed it in the area where I want it to be, and it was really hideous and stupid, and I didn't like it. So I decided to take this week to kind of work on it and get things to place properly and look good. And in that, I figured out that having just a simple cargo airport is neat, but it doesn't help it to increase in its stature there, you know, its points or whatever. So the stars would never increase on it as a cargo airport. So over the week, I realized I needed to include just a small airport over here on the side. This just allows a couple of planes in and out with passengers. But because of that, it allows the passengers, obviously, which is part of what you need to make your airport grow. And yeah, I wanted the airport to grow, so that's what we did. And let me click on this really quick. There we go. So, as you can see, there's the passenger count, your attractiveness score. None of that's going to add up until I push play here in a second. But without the passenger count, I wasn't able to go to anywhere with this, with my levels. And I wanted to level up, so I added that in. And everything actually looks really good. It works out really nice. It does keep them separate still, you know what I mean, from what's going on over here with all the cargo stuff. And so I'm very proud of myself for this one. I'm happy with it. Let's see here. So everything, I think I could push play now at this point, but I do need to bring in power and water. So let's start with the water. That's the most important. Attach that. Run this. Give water to our public airport and now to our cargo airport. Everything needs water. It's like amazing how much everything needs water in this game. Like, I don't think I'm even close enough to that. So we'll have to put a little extra water line tip right there. And then it has water through the building there, but I just decided to do this in case I added any businesses or anything like that to the front of it and a little bit later in the future here. So first of all, what we're going to do is, since it's an airport and I don't have to be proper about anything, go straight up the center. We're just going to connect everything in like this. There we go. Now everything should have water. Technically should have water. Now as far as the power goes, this area is actually super good for wind. So we can go ahead and utilize our wind production over here, wind power production, whatever you want to call it, the windmills. We'll throw 3 of these in, and that should be pretty darn good for it for the now. Then I want to make sure that this is getting taken care of as far as trash, so we're going to throw one of these in over here. That way trucks can come right out from there, straight over to the airport. And then, you know how airports always love to have problems with crime? we're going to go ahead and just stick our police station right frickin' there. And just because, we're going to put a fire station in right there, too. That way, there's always a cop car coming out of there that'll hopefully deal with the crime situations. We'll deal with the crime situations that come out of there. Oh, we gotta get a stretch on. Oh, my back. Okay. So let's go ahead. Now that everything's set up, we can hit play. Let this play out. I haven't had this on play this whole time. It's been almost an hour now, too. Probably about an hour. So we're going to let this play out and do its thing now. It should start catching power and water any moment. Trains will start going back and forth pretty soon here. We'll start seeing traffic. What are you doing? Get some power. Come on. Cheez-Its. See, look at it. There's already passenger planes going. What in the hell? That I was not expecting, but okay. I gotta see something here. Like, what are you even doing? 0 passengers. What are you even doing? Why are you here? Where did you come from? Go away. Look at this. Active flights 1. Yeah. So let me choose this flight. There's 50 passengers. Where in the flying hell did 50 people come from? That's a cursed plane right there, I tell you what. That is a cursed plane. There is no way 50 people just showed up out of nowhere. Airport's open. Bam, there's 50 people. I want to fly! And then, of course, you got these pilots who are like, I'm going to take my pilot test. I'm going to get my license. I'm going to go fly. I told you both of them got used. Out of thin air. Exactly. Like, what? That one's just sitting there. Well, I'm waiting for my 50 passengers. They're on their way. Don't worry about it. None of the cargo planes at all. Nothing cargo related. Just those passenger planes. Like, we're out of here. Oh, well. Regardless of that, everything is exactly the way I want it to be right now. So, this is looking good. Let's go ahead and do this, do that. Come out here and take a good look at this. I think that is actually a very extremely good, useful plot of land right there, to be honest, you know. The cargo airport, there's going to be a lot of cargo going in over here. Like, that's kind of my whole plan for this area. A lot of this area is not cargo, but industrial area and stuff like that. I mean, this land is just nothing but filled with oil, as you can see. That's all the darkness that's in there. And then over there, we've got plenty of, like, really good land, fertile land and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to do a little more of the oil production over here and stuff like that. Do a little more regular industrial things. And that's just the idea, is to use up this area for my industrial. I've been trying to aim at this area as my biggest industrial producer. So that's why having this airport here is definitely necessary. Now, having the other small airport come in, like I said, that was just something I had to add in to allow it to build up the airport, to gain stars, leveling up and everything like that. But at the same time, you know, in a real world, you could think of this with all the businesses and everything that's going to be here in this area. This is like a business airport. People that are traveling, coming into the area to check on stuff that's getting made for their business, you know, in the industrial area or something like that. This is somewhere they would fly into. It'd be a lot easier for them, you know. So I think what we'll probably end up doing is having a little bit of taking this area here and just adding in some hotels, a little bit of business and stuff like that. It'll probably work out best for it. Especially then, at that point, we could start using our, like, the hotels and retreats DLC, since this is airport coming in. So we could do something like this. What's my phone doing? Oh, getting a text there. All right, so we could do something like this. I wasn't quite prepared to go any further from this point in this episode, so what I'm going to do is just kind of like come up with a good game plan for next week and start laying some stuff out. So we'll do something like that. Come off of there, come across. this isn't exactly how I would plan this out 100%. I would want to come in here. I'll probably come in here throughout the week and just kind of redouble down on my efforts of making sure these roads are like placed properly. This isn't too shabby, to be honest. Like, not a bad placement, other than on the right side there you get that little more of a cliff. But we could work with that also, like we did on the other side of the river there. Let me get this connected in really quick. I don't want it to drop down. I want it straight ahead. Why won't you give me straight ahead? All right, never mind. Fine. Fudge you. So, just for instance, as a point of reference for what I'm saying here is, as you can see, when I built this side over here, I had a lot of, you know, hilly area, a lot of cliffy type of area to work with. And I decided to utilize that to the best of my ability. I used smaller buildings up here, larger buildings down here, and allowed it to build on these cliffs, you know what I mean? So possibly, and as you can see here, the businesses, like, that is kind of ugly. I wish I could change the businesses that are plopping down right there, but, you know, being that the cliff is there, I wanted to make sure I could use the area, but at the same time didn't overuse it and make it look weird. You know, you get those odd parking lots and stuff, like right here, it's kind of doing it a little bit, climbing the hill. You know, I didn't really want a whole lot of that stuff. So, and then again, we'll just travel through here and take a look. As you can see, just a lot of that hill. But I tried to do my best to utilize it. It does take longer for cargo. I have noticed that. It does. I have noticed that. But yeah, as I was saying there, I wanted to utilize that hilly area, not have to level it out or anything like that. And that's kind of what I'm going to do with this. I'm not going to want to level this down, but we'll figure it out. We'll use it. We'll utilize it somehow. I don't know if I'll leave it entirely like that, but this week will determine how that happens. But like I said, like, this works out for me. So we have the rounded air, you know, it kind of goes into the airport and then back out. It'll be perfect to, like, use this area over here for some businesses, for the hotels and retreats. In fact, I could probably see if we couldn't figure out how to use, where is it? This one, the conference hotel over here, since this is like coming into this area, might be perfect, useful. So yeah, I mean, look, in fact, it's like, yeah, this is an okay spot for it right now. Like, you could make some money. It's just a low popular area for it, but in the future it will actually be pretty good. So we'll work on that. But for now, I'm getting a text from my mom. She's on her way back into town. They had to leave to go check out my nephew. He had a basketball game for his high school. Hopefully they did good. They didn't let me know any of the scores of that yet, so we'll find out later. But until then, I think I'm going to call it a day and say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for joining me. This was actually a really good stream, and I actually accomplished everything I intended to accomplish, except for this right here. What are you doing? There's a cop station right there. What? That's why I put the police there. That's why I put the police there. Anyway, regardless of that, I'm gonna ignore that. I'm gonna ignore that. Son of a gun. Son of a damn gun. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a good time today. This was a good little stream. Not the longest stream, but definitely not the shortest. So we got everything accomplished that I wanted to accomplish today. I really wanted to just make sure this airport was laid down. It had its foundation, its areas, everything being able to get in and out, the train tracks, the planes. So I think this is just nice. It's perfect. I'm not going to try to do too much more with the airport here. We might come back next week, do a little bit of touch up with some decorating or something like that as I start to work on the rest of the area. But yeah, until then, everybody, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. So have yourself a great week out there, and stay safe and take her easy. Now if I could just figure out, there it is. There's that button I'm always having trouble finding. Anyway, see you later.